80 घंटे की लड़ाई हुई है। उस 80 घंटे की लड़ाई में भारत के 95 अरब, एक रफ एस्टिमेट के मुताबिक 95 अरब डॉलर्स तय हो गए हैं, और उनमें से जो 70 बिलियन डॉलर हैं वो सिर्फ अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह पाकिस्तान ने अल्लाह की मदद और नुसरत से पिछले सिर्फ 6 घंटे में, बुनियानुल मरसूस के 6 घंटे के अंदर 70 बिलियन डॉलर भारत के तहत हो गए हैं। और ये पाकिस्तान ने बता दिया था कि अगर आप भी ना समझे तो अगली बारी तुम्हारी इकोनॉमी की है। और ये वही इकोनॉमी थी, उनको अंदाजा हो गया कि जो फौज सिर्फ 6 घंटे में 70 बिलियन डॉलर उड़ा कर रख सकती है, वो जब अडानी और अंबानी की एम्पायर्स के ऊपर हमला करेंगे तो क्या होगा। यही वजह थी कि भारत रोता पीटता ट्रंप के पास पहुंचा, रोता पीटता सऊदी अरब के पास पहुंचा, रोता पीटता यूएई के पास पहुंचा।
When I see a combination of J-10, the aircraft, Chinese aircraft, which is now with the Pakistan Air Force, and PL-15 missile, which is mounted on this aircraft, I find a unique combination, a very deadly J-10, which has a very long nose, so it has a very powerful radar. Now, what that means is its radar is so powerful. It's a single-seater fighter jet with a very powerful radar, so it can track and detect targets much further than the range of the missile which is mounted on this aircraft. Now, what this means is that it can see the targets further away, and once it tracks and detects, and the pilot is very clear that, all right, this is the target I want to engage.
Now, let me ask you an obvious question. If the combination of the Chinese J-10C aircraft and the Chinese PL-15 missile is so deadly as you are suggesting, does it mean that if India were to be in an aerial combat with China, we would be at a significant disadvantage?
So what that means, Karan, is basically, if you talk of China, it is an entirely different war. The war that India will fight with Pakistan is not the war that India will fight with China, because China is today at the cutting edge of modern warfare. In the case of India and PLA, which is the Chinese military, what will happen is they have the capability. For example, they have the largest missile arsenal, cruise missile, ballistic missile, hypersonic missiles in the world, which is under their organization called Rocket Force. And they have bombers. Bomber has long ranges. The US military, and they have done so many war gamings in Western Pacific, and every time they have come to the conclusion that it is a very formidable adversary, PLA. And especially in the first island chain, they have come to the conclusion that every time they did a war game, the US military did not win. So the point to make is, we are against a entirely different adversary, which is the People's Liberation Army.